they will immediately fail you the second you get in the seat without being in the belt. Once you're in the belt, then they'll say to you, okay, now let's take her out. You'll go to a small course that's set up right there in front of you, and the first thing they'll ask you to do is to take a wide turn and don't let the back tires roll over the yellow line. There'll be two yellow lines like this. They'll have it set up where, you know, there's a kid standing there, his toes are on the curb, and, you know, you cannot roll over that. So my suggestion is to hug this side of the yellow line as much as you can by using your mirrors in your eyes, and keep a shrewd eye on how close you are to that second one. It's a tight turn, but it's certainly nothing that we don't make all the time. If you're done with that, then the next thing that they'll have you do is to back up to a cone, and they'll tell you, I believe you have to be within X number of feet or so away from this cone. You cannot go over that, and you can't hit the cone. It's like a kid was standing there. They intentionally use a really small cone so that you lose it from your sight fairly quickly. And now it's a matter of you being able to judge just about how far am I really going, even though I can't see anything. So let's just say you pass both of those tests, and now you're ready to actually go out on the road. Probably within a few blocks of where you're at, there's going to be an old dummy railroad track where, you know, it's probably not a railroad road anymore, but you still got to stop. You have to open the door. You have to look. You have to close. You're listening, and you're saying this while they're interviewing you. You say, okay, I'm stopping. I'm opening my doors. I'm looking down the tracks. I don't see anything. I don't hear any trains going. And so then, before you take that foot off that brake, make sure that door is closed. The other thing they'll stop you for on the test, no seatbelt, not stopping at the railway, or with the bus rolling and having this door open. Because again, this is a school bus to the rest of the world. To us it's a gangster bus, but it's always about the kids and the safety part. So if you make it past the railroad tracks, and if you make it past the first two tests that are in there, eventually they'll take you out to the highway, and you'll jump on I-94 for a few minutes, in which case, you know, you get to gun it a little bit. And that's the whole idea is, you know, do you have an idea of how fast you're actually going, how slow you're going, whether you go too slow, because most people don't drive a school bus very fast, but once you're on the highway, you got to do the minimum. They'll get you off, and as long as you do everything the way you normally would when you're driving, you shouldn't have any problem with the driving test. They'll probably ask you about the parking brake too. You know, one test that sometimes they'll ask you to do before you go is to put the parking brake on, start the engine, put your foot on the brake, of course, when you're starting. You put this into gear, and then you take your foot off the brake. When the parking brake is correct and it's working, then the bus will not go. Even if you give a little bit of juice, the parking brake should still stop the bus from moving. And that, of course, is make sure that the bus is safe enough for them to actually go out and let you take this test with them. And so I would say, honestly, that's about it. I can't think of anything that would be different. And it's very possible that you do the first tire, everything that I told you, and then you go to the second tire and like, okay, I know what you're looking for now, you know. Some people, like, I want you to do the whole routine all the way the same way every single time. But the truth is, some people, once they understand you got the grasp of it, you don't need to keep repeating it. Important stuff, really, sit down, put the belt on no matter what. 9 times out of 10, you'll do all this other stuff before they'll actually let you sit down and get anywhere near starting the bus up, you know. As long as you know where your windshield wipers are at, and where your lights are at, and your horn, and your turn signals, and all that, there's nothing inside that shouldn't be weird. Sometimes they'll ask you, do you have a PA system on the bus? Because I believe most buses, the driver has to be able to say, okay, kids, you know, it looks like we're going to be in trouble, everybody run off the bus now, you know. Certainly it would work like we do all the time, just a different system like that. But as far as I know, that should be it.